Viewers, the latest news about Ethiopia, Tigray, and Amhara region is that, according to reports from several sources, the situation between Tigray Defense Force and Amhara forces is getting serious, and the tension between them is increasing. According to reports, hundreds of Tigray Defense Force soldiers are looking at the streets with heavy weapons and started the military operation. Whereas a video about it has also been shared, in which Tigray Defense Force soldiers can be seen on the streets with heavy weapons and tanks. Whereas this video I will share with you right now. Whereas on the other hand, according to reports, the Amhara administration is also mobilizing Amhara forces, and no military action has yet been taken by the Ethiopian federal government. Whereas according to the situation of now, there is tension between Ethiopia and Eritrea, but Amhara and Eritrea are allies, while Tigray People Liberation Front and Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed are looking at a bench, and the talks between the two parties are ongoing. So let's watch the video of Tigray Defense Force, then we talk further. According to some of the Amhara soldiers who spoke to the local media, if Wolkait is not returned, Ethiopia will collapse like Syria and there will be no peace. If the issue of Raya and Wolkait is not resolved, Ethiopia will be like Syria. And a short clip of interview is received. Let's watch the video, then we talk further. And how you see this interview, be sure to express your opinion in the comment section.
ስለዚህ ፋኖ ለሀገር አለኝታ ነው። አማራ ነው። አማራ ማለት ኢትዮጵያ ማለት ነው። መለስ ዜናዊ ሰፍሮና አጥብቦ በሰጠን አማራ ርስት አይደለም የኛ ርስት። የኛ ርስት የት እንደሆነ እናውቃለን። ጊዜው ሲደርስ እንነጋገራለን። ወልቃይት እስካልተመለሰች ድረስ ኢትዮጵያ እንደ ሶሪያ ትፈርሳለች እንጂ ሰላም አይመጣም። ኢትዮጵያ ሰላም የምትሆነው የራያ ማንነት የወልቃይት ማንነት ይሄ በድሩዬ ህገ መንግስት የጸደቀው ህገ መንግስት እስካልተቀደደ ድረስ የአዲስ አበባ ጉዳይ እልባት እስካላገኘ ድረስ ሰላም አንሆንም። አንተኛ ፍልውናው ኢትዮጵያ ሰላም እንድትሆን የራያና የወልቃይት ጉዳይ ካልተመለሰ ኢትዮጵያ እንደ ሶሪያ ሆና ትፈርስ። አማራ መቃብር ላይ ከአማራ ደም ላይ የአማራ ህዝብ ላይ ያልቆመች ኢትዮጵያ አማራን ያላቀፈች ኢትዮጵያ ትፍረስ። ምክንያቱም ማንነታችን እንዲነካ አንፈቅድም። ብሔረሰቦቹ ጌጦቿ ናቸው። ከነዚህ ውስጥ አንዱ አማራ ነው። የአማራ ግዛቱ የት ነው ብለን በታሪክ እንዳንነጋገር በአዴን የሚባለው ሰንካላ ድርጅት በህዋት የተቀጠቀጠው ያሽከሮች ስብስብ አማራነትን ጨፍልቆ አመጣብን። የአማራ ሀገሩ የት ነው? የኦሮሚያ ሀገሩ እኮ ነገሌ ቦረና ነው። በታሪክ እንነጋገር ካለ ከነገሌ ቦረና ውጭ በሞጋሳ ስርዓት ሁሉንም ኦሮሞ የማረግ ባህል ስላለው ሄደ እንጂ የት ነው ሀገሩ? እና መለስ ዜናዊ ለክቶ በሰጠን ሀገር እንኖራለን አንኖርም አለች። ሀብቷ በቂ ነው። አልጠግባይ በዓለም ላይ የማይድኑ ሁለት በሽታዎች አሉ። የበታችነት ስሜትና ረሃብተኛነት መንፈስ ናቸው። ረሃብተኛ መንፈስ ያው በ27 ዓመት ውስጥ ያየነው የትግራይ ህዝብ ስኳሩንም በርበሬውንም መኪናውንም አልጋውንም ሁሉንም ሲጭኑት ኖሩ፣ ግን አልበሉትም። አሁንም ሚኒሊክ ከ120 ዓመት በፊት ሰድቦኛል የሚል የጅል ፖለቲካ አለ። የሚያግደው የለም። አማራ በህዝቡ በታሪኩ ውስጥ የትኛውንም ብሔር ገፍቶ ያውቅ እንኳን ኢትዮጵያዊ የሆነውን ጣሊያንን አልምዶ አስቀርቷል፣ እንግሊዝን አልምዶ አስቀርቷል፣ ቱርክን፣ ሱዳንን፣ ግብጾችን አባቶቻችን አስተምረዋቸዋል። ይህን ህዝብ ታሪክ ለመቀማት የሚደረገው ሩጫ ዋጋ ያስከፍላቸዋል። ዛሬ ከህወሓት ካልተማሩ ሌሎቹ ነገ ከዚህ የከፋ ነገር ይገጥማቸዋል። እንዲጠነቀቁ አሳስባለሁ። ኢትዮጵያ ሰፊ ሀገር ናት፣ ለምለም ናት፣ ማርና ወተት የሚዘንብባት ናት፣ የተስፋዋ ምድር ናት። በእስልምና ውስጥ ብትሄድ ነብዩ መሐመድ ወደዛች ሀገር ሂዱ ልጆቻቸውን፣ በመጽሐፍ ቅዱስ ውስጥ ስትመጣ ለመብርሃን አስራት የሰጠች ሀገር ናት። ወሎ ውስጥ ያልተሳካላቸው እስልምና ክርስቲያንን ማጋጨት ነው። አሁን እነዚህ ወንድሞች ያቸው እስልምና እምነት ተከታይ ናቸው።
With two leading human rights groups on Wednesday accused armed forces from Ethiopia's Amharic region of waging a campaign of ethnic cleansing against ethnic Tigrayans during a war that has killed thousands of civilians and displaced more than a million. As Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch said in a joint report that abuses by Amhara officials and regional special forces and militias during fighting in western Tigray amounted to war crimes and crimes against humanity. They also accused Ethiopia's military of complicity in those acts. Since November 2020, Amhara officials and security forces have engaged in a relentless campaign of ethnic cleansing to force Tigrayans in western Tigray from their homes. It was said Kenneth Roth, executive director of Human Rights Watch. Amhara government spokesman told that allegations of abuses and ethnic cleansing in western Tigray were lies and fabricated news. Ethiopia's government and military spokespeople, the former commander of Amhara's special forces and the administrator for western Tigray, did not immediately respond to requests for a comment. Whereas Amnesty and HRW said Tigrayan's forces also committed abuses during the 17-month war, but that this was not the focus of the report. The report, which is based on 427 interviews with survivors, family members, and witnesses, is the most comprehensive assessment to date of abuses during the war in western Tigray. And western Tigray has seen some of the worst violence in the war, which has pitted Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's government and its allies from the Amhara region against the Tigray People's Liberation Front. And the TPLF dominated Ethiopia's government before Abiy's rise to power in 2018. Both Amhara and Tigray claim the area, which is controlled by Amhara forces and the Ethiopian military. Besides repeated massacres, the report cited meetings in which Amhara officials discussed plans to remove Tigrayans and restrictions they imposed on the Tigrayans' language as evidence of ethnic cleansing. Federal authorities failed to investigate allegations of ethnic cleansing, while the National Army committed murder, arbitrary arrest and detention, and torture against the Tigrayan population, the report said. Thus, the Amhara government spokesman said regional forces had always respected the rule of law, and Reuter could not independently verify detail in the report. The news agency has previously reported about massacres committed by Amhara and Tigrayan forces in western Tigray. In March 2021, United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken accused forces from Amhara of committing acts of ethnic cleansing. And according to United States Ambassador, former US Ambassador and Charge Affairs to Ethiopia were heartened by the humanitarian trust announced by the Ethiopian federal government and subsequently accepted by the Tigray People Liberation Front. We also recognize the incredible human pain and suffering this conflict has caused, including documented gross human rights violations committed by all armed parties against innocent civilians. While recognizing the intense emotional distress and hostilities, including ethnic hatred created by the war and accompanying atrocities, we nevertheless urge all sides to implement the humanitarian ceasefire and enter an ongoing process of dialogue to address the outstanding issues which contributed to the conflict. And if this opportunity is lost, and if the conflict is resumed, we see no advantage to be gained by any of the combatants, and the only result would be more death, destruction, and suffering. And we believed it is equally imperative for armed groups, including Eritrean armed forces, to expeditiously return to their homes territories. While the situation in Tigray may require the most urgent attention, there are serious humanitarian and human rights issues in Afar, Amhara, Oromia, and Benishangul regions that also need consideration and assistance from the Ethiopian government and the international community. And our hopes and prayers are with all the peoples of Ethiopia that the country will resume its path toward peace, unity, prosperity, and strengthened democracy. So viewers, so far the latest update. For more latest update, please subscribe channel. Thanks for watching.